Hi guys, Murph here for an informational Dirt Rally 2.0 video. This is part of my series of videos finding out which is the fastest car in each class. The stage I'll be using will be Hawke's Bay, the Waimārama Sprint Ford stage. I won't be using the full stage, I'll be using just the shakedown, basically from the start of the stage, right there, all the way through there to just before that triangle there, just before the hairpin. And the reason I'll be using just the shakedown is simply to make it so I can do a lot of runs through in a short period of time and I can get the most accurate reading to how fast each car will be. I will be doing 10 runs through each stage, and then comparing the fastest times to each car. Before we get underway with finding out which is the fastest of the R5 rally cars, feel free to hit the old like and also the old subscribe button, as well as getting the bell on if you would like to get notifications when each of these videos come out in any of my live streams. So first off, we have the Ford Fiesta R5. Now, this was my least favourite of the 6 cars, just because of the handling. It felt heavy, it felt sluggish and slow. It didn't quite just have the zip or the change of direction some of the other cars had. It didn't feel like didn't feel like the weight transfer was there. It's just a lot of things not quite, just didn't quite feel so good with it. Other cars, you'd hit the brake and throw it in Scandinavian flick and it would just take off, it would just grip and go. But anyway, it ended up with a 1 minute 22.9 and in 6th place. So making the top 5 in 5th place we have the Peugeot 208 T16 R5. Now this car was not as quick, not as quick as some of the other cars obviously on the time slot, but it was a very forgiving car. It seemed to handle pretty good, not as good as some of the other ones. The big thing it seemed to have the best of was the brakes, so at least you have a bit of a car that will be a bit more forgiving if you went with this one. In the end, I ended up doing a 1:22.58. Now in a tidy 4th place with the Citroen C3 R5. Now this car was a pretty good car, handled pretty nicely. Feels a bit wide, you can notice how it seems a bit wider than the other cars, and you do notice that. So you have to be a bit careful when you're running wide, when you're trying to use up all the road, all the stage. I would choose it. Probably would have got other favourites, but I wouldn't exactly say no to driving it in this case. In the end, with this car to get its 4th place, I got a 22.513. In a very classy 3rd place, we have the Skoda Fabia R5. This car, I'm a fan of. I must say, it handles really well. Obviously, it doesn't quite have the lap time of the front two, but definitely holds its own. Very nice handling, very responsive. The weight transfer is quite nice, so you can really get it on the nose and get the rear end round if you need to get around a tight corner. Just a big fan. Ended up doing a 22.263 in this car, so that's pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Well, in the grand old 2nd place we have the Volkswagen Polo GTI R5. Now this car probably didn't handle quite as good as 1st place or 3rd place with the Skoda, but it definitely could get a lap time, seemed to create a lap time. I think it had quite good overall grip, even if it didn't quite have good balance. Certainly a car I have a soft spot for. I have a 2002 Golf sitting in my driveway, so I'm always going to be a fan of the Polos and the Golfs. I do like the VW hot hatches. Anyway, it came in with a time of a 21.696. And to bring up the winner, take the top step of the podium, is the little Mitsubishi Space Star R5. Now this car reminds me a bit of the little Suzuki Ignis, the great monster Tajima used to drive. He had this big guy driving this tiny wee car. It was quite cool. He used to rally it in the Asia Pacific Rally Championship. Back to the car itself, huge fan, absolutely huge fan. It's not just because it's fast, this car is just fun to drive. It feels like a short wheelbase car, it's real zippy, nippy. feels like it'll be a lot of fun. I haven't tried it on tarmac yet, but I imagine it would also be a lot of fun there. Definitely my pick, even not just as the winner, and it's just a great little pocket rocket.
80. Slow, 4 left of a crest, into 1 right, tightens, don't cut. 60. 4 left. Into 6 right of a crest, into 1 left, tightens. 50. Flat middle of a crest, 150. To stop. Well done.
So there we go, 21.413 for the Mitzi, nearly 0.3 of a second behind for the Volkswagen, 0.8 for the Skoda, and over a second for the rest of them. Not a huge difference between all the cars, realistically, compared to things like the H1s. But still, I definitely would take the. I did a massive cut there. I'd still take either of the top 3. Just not so much for speed, but they just handle the best. They're just the most fun to drive. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to hit the old like and subscribe button again, and we will catch you next time. Ciao.
And don't cut 1 left long, unseen. 30.